Standoff is a narrative VR experience where players explore divided perspectives within an Old West town in conflict. Everyone isn't always who they seem to be, and nobody duels at high noon without a good reason. When the clock hits 12 and shots are fired, whose side will you find yourself on? Standoff uses an Old West gun duel as an allegory for polarized modern issues, and seeks to move players beyond seeing just two sides to everything. Seeing issues from all perspectives is normally impossible in real life, but VR allows unique opportunities to physically embody others and learn from their perspective. The story begins at its climax. Two characters find themselves locked in a standoff at the center of town. Using our unique movement system to embody these characters, players quickly find there isn't a clear protagonist or antagonist.
If he drops a gun, I can get away with throwing him behind bars for a while, but no one will ever listen to me again if he shoots and I do nothing.
And then everything would have been fine, and now it's all gone in that stupid fire. Bet the sheriff wasn't even brave enough to do it himself.
The rancher fights for revenge over his destroyed livelihood, while the sheriff fights to keep the town under control. A cast of 9 bystanders gives depth and conflicting accounts of these two characters.
Why did this happen? He is such a nice man.
I can never understand why anyone would want to come out west to stay.
How are we ever going to have a respectable town unless we keep things in control?
Sheriff's done a lot to help this town since he arrived a few years ago. You can't die. You can't.
They have worked hard and they have tried to repent. But now they turn their guns on one another instead of offering a hand in help.
Players only need to look at a character in order to move. As they explore, they will find more people and more perspective. They can listen to as much or as little as they'd like before time runs out, and an ambiguous ending leaves the narrative open-ended to support their imaginative immersion and to allow participants to leave with different perspectives. Slightly abstracted, low-poly models reinforce our allegorical goals, while providing enough detail and beauty to create an immersive environment. A lot of testing was spent on creating imaginative-based immersion within narrative using different prototypes and storylines. Finally, the movement system gets users to problem-solve in order to move, creating challenge-based immersion by getting them to think in multiple perspectives at once. After the experience ends, participants were asked to vote on what side they aligned with the most, then shown the results of voting.
Oh, okay.
This is the state of
Okay.
power.
It does make me think that I should have listened to Sheriff more, or his side of the story more. I feel like I was more into the characters who were siding towards our rancher.
Rancher has some kind of legit reason to do what he's doing. There's some kind of unfairness or corruption.
They both have their reasons. Like the sheriff is just doing his job, right? He barely gets paid, just trying to protect the town or whatever. That's what he's talking about. And then the rancher, he felt like he was done dirty. But I think violence is never the answer, so the sheriff's just doing his job, you know?
Like, I wanted to hear everybody's side and then make a decision. But if I feel like it will be like a skewed decision based on like whose side people I'm more listening to.
And definitely don't want to, just follow what other people believes. And I want to listen to all different voices first before judging,
From the art direction standpoint, I really like how everything looks, and the voice acting was actually well done.
Okay, I really like the graphics of the game because I really like that whole style of like VR.
I would say, yeah, pretty interesting experience. Everything's so detailed. I really like the models.